Hey everybody, Alex from SeemsGoodMagic.com here. We're back. We're doing the first of many Ravnica Allegiance Intermediate Swiss Draft Leagues. This is my first draft in the format. I always like to remind people right at the beginning of a format, some of my picks will be with 100% certainty different as I draft this format more. So just keep that in mind. If you're watching this video and the format's been out a couple weeks, I recommend looking at the most up-to-date draft video on my channel because I change as I play the format. It takes me a while to figure out what the optimal cards are, and it's not always as straightforward as it may seem to some of you. So just be patient, give me some time to figure out the format. I guarantee you I will. I ended up having a lot of success with Guilds of Ravnica, but it did take me a little time. So, all right, we'll see you when the draft starts. All right, we're off to the races here, and the rare that we have is Repudiate Replicate, which seems like a great card. The copy effect at the very least. So let's see if it's worth anything. Always worth checking at the beginning of a format. It's worth 44 cents, not that much. So do we want that? Can also have this, which is more of a build around. Discard effect. This card seems really good. 4 mana, 4/3. So it's a good body, plus it kills something, burns your opponent. That seems really good. I probably like that more than a copy effect, honestly. Because it only copies a creature you control, too. Important to note. So I'm looking at the Fire Wheeler. This card's actually pretty good, too. I like that it's got a little built-in red loot effect. This guy seems good. Afterlife is just a really strong effect in general. Yeah, let's see if I'm missing anything else that's nuts. I don't know yet. But I'm pretty satisfied with our first pick. This card definitely is going to be good. 4 mana, 4/3 that kills things, yeah. And burns. Definitely good. Follow-up pick. An 8 mana, 8/8. Costs less for gates you control. I actually like gate cards generally, or at least I did in Guilds of Ravnica. This card's actually pretty cool. I like this card. It seems strong. We also have this guy's a little overpriced, but he does have Afterlife 3, which is pretty huge. So could be worth it. Mill card. Some ramp. We've got Gruul Guildgate. Could take a gate. Oligarch. You can't really splash the Fire Wheeler. I guess that's a problem, but we don't need to play it just because we have it. This card actually seems really good. 5 mana, 5/5. And then you can just turn it into a 7/7 the next turn with Trample. I like that. I think I'm going to go with the Plague White, rather. It's on color with the Fire Wheeler. I'm not giving anything up that's nuts from that pack. And I actually like this card because it isn't blocked very easily. 1-power creatures can't actually kill it, and it can kill 3 toughness creatures. Revival or Revenge. It's okay. Could at least play Revival in a Rakdos deck. Get a ramp, or a creature back, I mean. Blade Juggler. I think this card's actually pretty good. Another Plague White. Sphinx of the Guild Pact. Hexproof and monocolored is a big deal. 7 mana, but it's a 5/5 flyer. Hexproof and monocolored is a big deal. We also have the Roustabout. 3 mana, 3/2. When it becomes blocked, 1 damage to the player or planeswalker it's attacking. I kind of like that. Nothing insane, though. Storm Strike. Certainly fine. I'm going to take this, even though it's 7 mana. The flyer with upside seems pretty good to me. Especially since, I guess it's technically all colors, but colorless to cast. Gorklan Wrecker, 4 mana, 2/2 Haste Menace or 3/3 Menace. Both of those are actually pretty good. I think the Aeromunculus is good. And the Recluse is not bad either. Pretty good, I would say. Ill-Gotten Inheritance. That's kind of cool. I like this card, actually. Just sort of, it's good with the Rakdos ability, the Spectacle. I feel like this can just put your opponent away. It is a bit clunky, but gains you life too. I'm going to give it a try, because I guess we could take the Grudian, but I'm a little bit interested in this ill-gotten inheritance. Okay, Raptor Demon. 4 mana, 4/2, Spectacle for 5, but if you Spectacled it, they have to discard. Nothing special there, but technically it does work with a Rakdos deck. We may not be able to play Rakdos either. This card's kind of cool. I like that this has Flash. I actually think this card's pretty good. Unblockable guy that also blocks well with Vigilance. That card seems really good, actually. And then Prying Eyes. Rubble Slinger, it's got reach. You can play it in Rakdos. Not seeing a bunch of Rakdos cards, though. So, we could take this Arbiter. It's certainly not too late to transition here. I like this card. Unblockable that can block is pretty good. A little bit pricey. Kind of cool, I guess, but nothing special. Afterlife is obviously good. I think that card's good. This can kill big things. Roustabout we could just take. 3 mana, 3/2 with some upside, like I said. Or Carrion and Flies, that might make more sense. Yeah, we could take the flyer here. Dead Revels. I like that effect. Thirsting Shade, a little pricey to boost it. Viscopa Vampire. 3/1 is not a great body, but Lifelink is nice. Death Touch plus Draw, not bad actually. Might as well look at the rare here. I've been missing a couple, but... One whole cent. Alright, well, this effect is pretty good. Bring creatures back, obviously. Could try out the Shade or the Vampire. I don't think either are crazy, but the Shade, I guess, turns on Rakdos abilities reasonably well. Even though we don't have any Spectacle currently. Could take an Imp, another one, just get a flyer. It is 4 mana, but I don't really like lockets as a general rule. Seeing some... nothing crazy here. Could try out the Blade Brand. I like that it replaces itself. May actually be a reasonable combat trick, or we could just take another flyer, like I said. Not a crazy aggressive flyer, but I like that it gains life. Let's try out the Blade Brand. I'm a little interested in trying out some cards here. So Cavalcade of Calamity is actually kind of cool with Thirsting Shade because you attack with it, get the ability, and then you can pump. This does seem like a good ability to have with Rakdos style abilities, but the problem is we really don't have a lot of... we don't have a ton of 1-power creatures yet. Could just take this Debtor's Transport. I like that it just spits out dudes. Or we could take the Vandal. I think the Afterlife's a little more nuts. We don't necessarily have to play Omega Aggro Rakdos either. And to be honest, we still only have 1 red card. So we could just end up Orzhov too, which might actually be fine. In which case, maybe we just take this Exposed to Daylight. Another Plague White, or we take the Storm Strike. There's also Deface, which is a sideboard card. We already have Exposed to Daylight. We could just take the Plague White. I think this card is fine, actually. It's not blocked super easily. Storm Strike could be fine too. I'm going to take the Plague White though. Recluse. Take that over the Daylight. It's It's a white card, could potentially end up playing it. Rubble Reading or a Junk Troller. We'll take the red card in case that we can play it. Let's check the rare price. $0.27. All right. I think this card is actually really good. It's probably more of a constructed card, but I think it's a great card actually. If you can spectacle that, get some nice post-combat draw card extra spells. Pretty valuable. The Trumpeter looks good. It's got built-in menace and then you can pump it. Granted, it's expensive to pump, but I kind of like it. And then the Ignis is a 2-mana 2/1, and you can gain control of a creature if you sack it. Not bad, actually. You could try out the light up the stage. This card's kind of cool. This might actually be pretty decent if you have a bunch of little dudes. Trumpeters, but I think we probably just take a Scorch Mark because it kills things. Another Firewheeler seems good to me. There's an Enforcer, which I like. It's got Afterlife as well. We'll just take the Firewheeler because it's good. Like I said, we're not looking like Omega aggro since we already have a 7-drop, but it's a pretty bomby 7-drop. Not easily dealt with, that's for sure. Take the Firewheeler here. Another Ill-Gotten Inheritance. I guess you could go deep on these. I think this card is actually going to be pretty reasonable, believe it or not. But we'll take the Firewheeler. Alright. Nikia is only worth 19 cents. We can do a Spire Mangler, Flash Flyer that pumps. I actually like that. I like it more than the Trumpeter. That's pretty awesome, actually. It's a creature with flying you control gets +2/+0, so it's still fine. It's a surprise 4-power blocker, which is actually kind of good, but more importantly, it's got evasion in black at a reasonable cost, and it potentially could pump another flyer attacker, so let's take it. Godless Shrine. Well, we can look. We can look. 66 cents. Well, that's not too much. I think we actually don't have anything we want here either. Sadly, we could just take the Godless Shrine for splashing. Yeah, I guess we do, since there's nothing else here we can play. Another Sphinx of the Guild Pact. Or a Bear Cat. I'm okay taking the Sphinx, to be honest. If we get too many 7-drops, maybe we do actually play Lockets. I might be okay with that. Alright. Guildgate, Locket. Grotesque Demise is some pretty good removal. This card's not bad. Certainly playable. Burn Bright. A strictly better Trumpet, whatever. Trumpet Blast. Let's just take the Demise, though. Instant speed removal. Okay, so there's Guild Mage in here. We have the Vandal, which we could definitely play. Or the Wrecker, but it's 4 mana. Or the Storm Strike. I think I'm going to go with the Vandal. This is not bad, but... And I guess this has Death Touch, which is good. But I kind of like this more. I like potentially getting a discard draw effect. I think that's kind of valuable sometimes. Another chance with Rafter Demon, the Bloodmist Infiltrator, 3 mana 3/1, and you can make it unblockable. It's actually not that bad. I think you can definitely put people away with this. And Raptor Demon only seems okay, and Locket is whatever, so alright, we'll take it. Well, I think with the expensive stuff we have in the deck, Light Up the Stage is probably not what we're looking for, so probably just Trumpeter here. Could try out the Scavenger. I'm kind of interested in this card. I like that it's got the Scry on top of just convert your little dudes into bigger dudes. Trumpeter, like I said, does have Menace, though, which is nice. I'm going to try out this Scavenger. I don't know if it's right or wrong. We'll find out. Alright, I'll take a Grudian now. This card is good. Definitely. I don't think it's worth splashing, though. Active Treason for sideboard. Seems reasonable. I guess we'll just take the white card. Got the Locket back, we'll take it. Could take the Burn Bright. Or I should say, could play the last pick. Playable card is actually kind of nice. Alright, we opened a Immolation Shaman. 2-mana 1/3. Activates an ability, artifact creature land, deals 1 damage to him, and then you can pump it and give it Menace. It's actually pretty good. It's pretty cheap too. There's not a ton else we want. So I'm okay taking it. 10 Street Dodger is actually kind of cool. Another Gateway Plaza. This is back, but we'll take the Shaman. Consecrate, yeah. I don't think so. Carrying Imp, more flyers. Undercity's Embrace. They sack a creature, and if you control a big creature, you gain life. It's not bad. Sacrifice effects typically aren't the best, but we're kind of doing okay. Actually, I think this Spear Spewer probably puts people away fairly well. We're playing Rakdos, which is the... That's kind of the funny thing. We're playing Rakdos, which is the Spectacle deck, but we really don't have any Spectacle at all. So how do I feel about Undercity's Embrace? It's going to be good in certain board states and bad in others, basically. It is removal, though. So we could take it over the Spear Spewer. Because like I said, we already have enough creatures, but I do think Spewer is actually pretty good. Just ping them down. We'll take the Embrace, though. I think we're going for more of... We don't have a hyper aggro looking Rakdos deck, so I'm okay playing more of a mid-range one as long as we have a decent plan, which I think we can do. So we can take another Transport here. I just like that it's a big body that probably trades with something and then spits out evasive guys. That strikes me as being pretty good. Clamor Shaman, alright. This card's good. Turns off blockers, definitely good. Or the Lifelink Vampire. We'll take... I mean, this is more of an aggressive ability, but we can cut our curve down too. I'm not too terribly worried about that. We don't necessarily have to play 2/6 and 2/7 drops. We'll square this away and figure it out. Another Carrion Imp would be okay. Goblin Gathering, not so much. A Raptor Demon. Or, this is a cool card, the Mill card, Screaming Shield, but I guess we'll take another Carrion Imp. Get another evasive thing. Still don't think we have enough 1-power creatures to ever make that cool, unfortunately. So we take the Plague White, number 3, which is okay. I mean, I think it's better than a Feral Maca. Gore Clan Wrecker, more 4 drops we really don't need. Alright, we'll go with Plague Whites. So we may be able to be a little more aggressive here, actually. This card's good. The Ram. There's a Footlight Fiend. 1-drop with kind of a cool effect. Could just take the Roustabout. We do have a lot of 3-drops already. I don't know how I feel about the Fiend. I feel like it can be pretty annoying, actually. And you can kill your opponent with it. Technically. It's actually a decent sack effect, too, isn't it? Roustabout's kind of cool, but I'm going to take the Fiend. Get another cheap creature here. Acrobat. 5/2 is not really that great of a body, honestly. Even at 3 mana, I'm not blown away by a 5/2. Alright. Let's see if these Plague Whites can do anything, huh? 10th Street Dodger, another 1-drop that can get by things. It might be worth our time, actually. Or we can take the Recluse. Just get 5 mana 6/5s for days. I'm going to take the Dodger. Another Ill-Gotten Inheritance or another Flyer. Probably the Flyer. Another Rakdos Locket. All the Lockets. Or a Rafter Demon. Which we really don't need. But we could play. Bladebrand, or I don't know if I'm going to play all these Lockets. Bladebrand actually is kind of cool with our little dudes. Alright, we got the Cavalcade. I still don't think we have enough 1-power creatures to make that worth our time. So, we ended up with a lot of playable cards, but we got to figure out what the optimal build is here. We probably have enough to go aggressive. So then the question becomes, yeah, do we want to just cut 12 cards and basically run an aggro deck? Probably, honestly. Like, we probably just cut some Lockets, cut the Sphinxes, cut the Transports, keep the 5-drops. Look for some other things we can cut. Like if we cut our 7s, we cut the 6s, we cut the Lockets. This is a 5-drop. We need to cut 6 more cards if we want to run 16 lands, which we probably do. We don't want the Cavalcade. We don't have enough goodies for that. Blade Brands are actually fine. Probably want all of our removal. Burn Bright we probably want to. So, what do we cut? The Scavenger I kind of like in here, but we probably have too many 4-drops, honestly. So, I wanted to try out the Ill-Gotten Inheritance, but especially since you can just kill your opponent with it, it's kind of cool. It is a little bit pricey, and we don't have any Spectacle to really do anything with it, but I wanted to try it out. Carrion Imps are nothing to write home about, but they do have flying. Rafter Demon certainly isn't anything to write home about. We can dump that. And probably can dump an Imp. Maybe we dump the Inheritance too. I did want to try it, but I mean, basically we want to just cut 3 creatures, I think. So what are our weakest creatures? Maybe the Recluse? It's kind of a big fat fatty though, which I like. But maybe we don't need it. Maybe we can just cut the Imps, but then we basically don't have any flyers. But Mangler's still good. kind of want some evasion. That's the thing. Maybe we can cut one of our plague whites. Maybe we don't need the shade actually, especially if we're running, because we don't have spectacle anyway. This thing can evade, which I like, and I kind of want to try out the Footlight Fiend, but you could see the argument. I kind of want the imps just because they fly. I think that's important. So we probably cut like a white, which is kind of whatever. This card's definitely good. Maybe we don't. Well, I think we can easily cut a creature here. We probably want all of these spells. I think the Blade Brand is actually going to end up being pretty decent. You end up trading basically any creature you control for whatever creature your opponent controls, and then you just replace Blade Brand with another card. I think that's good. Especially for aggro. We could cut the Inheritance. I'm debating it, but I like that you can just kill your opponent with that. But we have so many 4-drops already, it's kind of a problem. Alright, we'll just do 2 imps. 2 imps, the Inheritance, so we have 3 flyers. We have some removal. We'll try this. Curve is probably fine, actually. No fixing, which isn't a huge deal, necessarily. Probably just going to do 9/7. Yeah, I think this is it. It's okay. It's not bad. I think there's some good aspects and some bad. Would have liked some more synergy going for this deck, but this will have to do. Alright. We'll run it like this. We'll see you round 1. Okay, we're in round 1. We're going to keep this hand. Plague White actually looks pretty awesome against an Enforcer. Wow. It's pretty bold, isn't it? So we'll go Clamor Shaman, and we'll just make it 2/2. Alright. Okay, so here we'll go Firewheeler to kill the Enforcer, and then we'll attack with the Shaman and make it so the Messenger can't block. You take 2, your guy dies. Attack for 2, and you can't block. Okay. So we have the Infiltrator, we can do the Inheritance. We can attack with the 4/3 at least. Yeah, I think we do that. And then we can do the Inheritance. Or we can play the Imp. We probably do the Imp. See how they block. That makes sense. So we have the choice between Inheritance, which can start draining them now, or the Imp, which can block the flyers. I kind of feel like doing the Inheritance now, because it kind of pressures them to attack. And it starts draining them now. And Imp is going to gain us some life. And they can't really attack. Scorch Mark's pretty cool. So, alright, can attack with the Shaman here. Alright. Let's just get Flyer on board then. And we'll exile Thrall. Tin Street Dodger. Well, that's pretty cool. Alright. So we're playing against Orzhov with some Afterlife going. Sideboard. Don't have much. We're pretty much playing all of the stuff we want to play, I think. Actually, Undercity's Embrace looks a lot worse against Afterlife on both ends. Whether they sacrifice and get something, or so maybe we want to swap that out, actually. I just don't like how that's going to play against what our opponent's doing. So maybe we get our own little Afterlife beater, or we get another flyer. Actually, the 2/3 is going to be great against the spirits. Okay, we'll do that. The 2/3 flyer, I should say. Okay. The nice thing is Scorch Mark is actually really good against Afterlife. Which is probably why it's a more expensive Magma Spray. We're going to mull this hand. This one will keep. We'll bottom that. The Oligarch, huh? This one I think we will block. Afterlife 2. That guy's good. Oh wait, I can attack and they can't block, is that right? That is true. Okay. Look how much work Plague White's doing already. They're just busting final payment like it ain't no thing. So we'll get in there. Drop the Carrion Imp and get rid of our Shaman. Gain some life. Go get rid of the vigilance. Okay. So can't play the Fire Wheeler. Can attack for 4. They can swing back for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Four for 5 is not great. It's not winning us the race here. But they have the Death Touchers too. I think we'll attack. I think the Fire Wheeler could really turn the tide here. I already played a land. Alright, let's do a... I'm actually going to do a Blade Brand. Because we might get a follow-up play. Okay, so next turn I can play the Fire Wheeler. That's actually a pretty big deal. I shouldn't have played the land. And then well, yeah, no, I wouldn't have been able to play a Fire Wheeler anyway. I couldn't do both. Alright. Scavenger, not bad. So... I think we'll just get in with the white. And we'll play a Fire Wheeler. And we'll kill... I guess one of the flyers. No tax, that's good. Look at what this Plague White is doing. I just can't stress enough how much work it's doing. Like, I don't even want to sacrifice it to this Scavenger. I probably just play the Scavenger, honestly. Why not? I don't need to sacrifice anything. And the funny thing is the messenger still can't really block the... Oh, I can exile, huh? I like that. Let's see, if I attack with these 4, they block Death Touch on the 4/3. Or I could just attack with the Plague Whites. They block here, they get a dude. They probably have to start chumping though. Let's say they block a Plague White, get a dude, they block this, kill my guy, get a dude. Then do they just take 5? I mean, they can't really do that. 4, 5, 6, 7. I can't block the flyers anyway. I kind of feel like this is okay. So they go Death Touch here. I don't know what they do about the rest. They at least have to start blocking the whites. I think they just block like this. That's actually, I don't know. Oh, I see. Okay. Uh-oh. Let's see. Afterlife 3, huh? It's pretty big. Let's see. If I take 4, I go to 4. Hmm. Afterlife 3 is a bit too much of a big deal. Huh. Um, I'm gonna give the, even though it's already killing it, I'm gonna give it Death Touch just to see if I draw anything of substance here. Hmm. Do I have something that deals 1 damage to each of my opponent's creatures? That would definitely be good in this match. Can I bring in another Plague White? I think I can. Card has just been unbelievably good. So we'll go to game 3. Definitely think we can win this. Feel good about our chances here. We'll bring in our 4th Plague White. Still definitely don't like that though. Card's kind of cool, but not really what I'm looking for. So we'll bring in the Plague White. Bladebrand, slightly less good just because of all the afterlife. I didn't even get to 7 mana that game, I don't think. Hmm. I guess we'll cut a Bladebrand, I think. I like that the Infiltrator can actually get us in there. Alright. We'll play first. Keep this. I guess the Spire Mangler is slightly less good too. That's alright. Definitely getting that Plague White down. Yeah, we can play the Spire Mangler actually. No white mana from our opponent. That's good. I guess we want to do it during their end step here. There we go. Yep. Pump itself. Infiltrator. Oh, I think we'll just play it. We have the Grotesque Demise. We have Burn Bright. Got some pretty good damage output going, actually. Curious Oligarch. Okay. So can we kill them with Burn Bright? Yes we can. I guess I should have... Because I could have... That's alright. Not a huge deal. Alright, sweet. Got the match. We'll see you in round 2. Round 2, we've got to keep... Orzhov again, huh? Plague White MVP, I guess. Well, at least no play from our opponent either. Let's get that Infiltrator down. Alright. So we can Scorch Mark that. Or play a Scavenger, or play an Imp. None of those plays are exciting. Scorchmark does not make the best use of mana, but it deals with the officer. Scavenger doesn't make the best use of its ability, but it gets us a body. Carrying Imp is a flyer, but it's not a terribly exciting play on when you don't get the life gain. Or Miss won't let us gain the life either. I think we're just going to kill the officer here. I don't love it, but I don't want to trade my Scavenger for it. I kind of don't want to get behind on the race. I might draw a 1 or 2 drop creature I'm willing to sacrifice to a Scavenger. Alright, Twilight Panther. Nothing to get too worried about. So we can play the Imp here. Yeah, I guess we do. No life gain, but we'll play it. What does this do? +2/+2 for each card exiled with it. Oh. It's a big vigilance dude, too. We got a couple of Death Touchers in here, though. Somewhere. Yeah, we may need to dig for them, actually. So we can play the Plague White, play the Scavenger, sacrifice it, scry 2. Let's do that before we attack. Get rid of these. So we could double block it if they don't have any tricks. I don't think we're going to be able to race it. We do have the sacrifice creature card too on top of the Death Toucher, so we do actually have a means to deal with this this battlement somewhere. I think we're gonna take 6 here in case I get like a 3-power creature and we have to triple block the battlement. I mean, at this point, I'll take anything that can get it off the board. Card's good. I guess we gotta start chumping the battlement. So chump here. Oh, that's pretty good. So we'll attack with the imp because we have to chump with the white anyway. We could have waited on the demise, but they might have had a pump effect. Um, I can only give it 6 toughness. But 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think we'll chump at the imp instead, because there's a chance I could draw a 1 or a 2 drop so I could at least pump the shaman and double block the battlement. If I had another mana, no, we still wouldn't have been able to kill the battlement. That actually works. Card's pretty sweet. Let's see what we draw. Now we got the Death Toucher. I guess it doesn't matter, I'll just activate it anyway. Alright, we don't need to show them anymore. I guess we'll see what we draw, but I don't see a way out of this now. Yeah. Okay. So they have some indestructible tricks. They got some removal for fatties and little dudes, and it's all exile. It's pretty good. Let's see what we can do against that. Plague White's not as, surprisingly not as good, but it's just because they don't have any afterlife in there that we saw. Artifacts are enchantments. I don't remember seeing any. I don't think we need to up the curve necessarily either. Plague White still does things. And Blade Brand would have been fine. I mean, it was still fine. It still drew us a card. I don't think the card's ever bad, really. So I think we just gotta run it back. Yeah, I think so. So we'll play first. Yeah, we can keep this. That was a good draw. Lets us use our Fire Wheeler, which is nice. I mean, it can't even block our dude. It's pretty cool, actually. I don't even need to use the demise. That's kind of the nice part. Alright, that's the cool part. Kill it now with Fire Wheeler. They did get to draw, but that's okay. So, Fire Wheeler, kill the Juggler. Deal 2 to you. Yeah, the Fire Wheeler is just straight nuts. Absolutely insane. The reach on that. So with Burn Bright, we can deal an additional 4, which means we have 10 damage potentially to get in with right now, which is pretty good. Officer and a Gentleman. Alright. So we'll Grotesque demise the officer. It's actually kind of odd they didn't attack with the Pegasus there. Play the Fiend, and now we have another body for Burn Bright too, which is nice. It actually means we have 7 damage. If there's 2 unblocked guys, I should say. Lumbering Battlement. Kind of want them to sack. I don't know if they will, though. I wouldn't if I were them. But maybe, yeah, I was going to say, probably not a good idea to do that now. So, attack with everything, Burn Bright. They block Pegasus on Fiend, Battlement on Fire Wheeler. Yeah, I guess it's the play. It's not great, honestly, but it's what we're going to do. Actually, that's kind of... I don't have to cast Burn Bright, but I think we do. But I wouldn't have to. The extra damage could go towards the battlement. Kind of makes this less appealing, honestly, but it also takes our opponent to 2, which is nice. I guess it puts the Plague White as lethal, potentially. We do have a Ill-Gotten Inheritance here, too, which would be kind of useful. So they're going to gain some life. We're going to discard a Mountain. That was a good draw. We'll give it haste. Definitely want to get in for 3 here. Alright, so we'll get in there. That thing can't block. They take 3, they go to 2, we pass. Opponent plays Smothering Tithe. Whenever opponent draws a card, they can pay 2, and if they don't, you get a treasure. Alright. I get to draw the card first, though, right? Hope so. So, I get to draw it, look at it, pay my 2. Will pay the 2. Get in there. Oh, that makes sense. Alright. We'll play an imp. Get rid of their something. The battlement, I guess. Well, maybe it'd make more sense to get rid of the Pegasus. Something if they can play a cheap way to get creatures back, we can bypass that. Bypass them having cheap blockers, basically. Whenever you cast a multicolored spell, draw a card. Okay. Alright. Okay. Alright. Two can play at this ill-gotten inheritance game, huh? Okay. I do like that card. Alright. Looks like we're gonna have to flash block that guy. Oh, well, that's nice. Okay. So I guess we're gonna die next turn. So I may have to use this now in case do I have anything expensive? Another fire wheeler, which doesn't really help us. So I guess there's not a ton of point to doing it there. So 8 damage plus 4. So you can do this and then they can use theirs and still kill us. I like the Ill-Gotten Inheritance. I wonder if there's just gonna be an Ill-Gotten Inheritance limited deck. It's possible. Just a bunch of walls and Ill-Gotten Inheritance. Alright, we'll see round 3. Alright, round 3, we won the die roll. We'll play first. We'll keep. Good hand. Actually, the Death Touch with Footlight Fiend is really cool. How did I not notice that? Or Blade Brand with Footlight Fiend, rather. Is that what I said? Whatever it is. The Death Touch. Really good. Plague White. There he is. Always making an appearance when I need him. Sure. So, let's smash into that. Could have played the Scorch Mark. I'm actually glad I didn't now. Since we can just jam a Shaman. If I draw a red mana, then I'm in pretty good shape. Okay. The card seems really good too. So did not get the red mana. That's alright. We'll get him for 3 and leave up Scorch Mark. We still have the Blade Brand too. Hmm. Alright. Keep the beats going. Guess I should have played the land there. Well, that's too bad. So we'll give this thing Death Touch. and then kill the 4/4. Guess we'll just play a Fire Wheeler and 2 to our opponent and 2 to that. Yeah, Dagger Caster, that's going to be a problem. Well, I guess it's not like it's the end of the world against us, but it's pretty good against us. Guess I'll take it. Okay. All right. So, guess we gotta chill. All right. So we're playing against Gruul. What's this do? Non-creature deals 1 to the player. That's actually pretty good against us, only because of the ill-gotten inheritance. I think we can win this match, but obviously we're gonna have to draw better than that. So I don't really want to go into the bigger version of our deck. I don't think that's necessarily better. Do I want another Plague White? Probably not. I think the amount of flyers we have, flyers probably are going to be pretty good here. So maybe another Carrion Imp over like a well, I still kind of like the Scavenger. Maybe yeah, the Dagger dude is definitely a problem against us, but I don't want to cut the Infiltrator. Could just cut a Plague White. It's not great, but I may just do it. All right. We'll play first. Yeah, we can keep this. I think we'll just get in. Kind of hoping that I can. I see. Okay. Oh, well. I think we'll attack with these 2. Go through the scavenger now. We'll sack the fiend. We want both of these. We want to draw the mountain next turn. And we kill this. And we pass. Take the 5. And it kills our 2x1s. So we get in for 5. And then we go land, Firewheeler, kill the 5/2. Alright, so we smash. So they can kill our 5/5. And then they chump. And we can do the Mangler or the Inheritance. Huh. I think I'm going to do Inheritance. So that means we're actually lethal next turn if we draw land. Alright, kill our thing. That's pretty good too, actually. But I think we're just gonna go for the Spire Mangler into Clamor Shaman play. Alright, gain some life. So we play Mangler. Didn't get the land, but that's okay. We'll kill this. Play a Shaman. Just give it haste and get in for 3. Alright. Yeah, I mean, yeah, the dagger dude is a problem. It is. But I don't know if there's anything we can do about it. I think we just leave it the same here. Alright. Yeah, I guess we'll keep. Hmm. That's a weird one. It's pretty cool. Lets you play lands too. It is actually good. So we'll play a Grudian here. Alright, so the problem here is the Grudian can't actually block, unfortunately. No red mana either, which is a problem. So we probably do Spire Mangler. Alright. Four power, so we can't do that. Guess we just play the Grudian and pass. Alright, we'll go land and we'll demise this. And we'll play a 10 Street Dodger and get in for one. Hmm. So, if I take 6, I think I'm in trouble. I think I have to counter block here. Because I think the plan now is to try and draw a land so that I can go Burn Bright plus Blade Brand. Could just do Carrying Imp this turn. At least gain a little bit of life. Hmm. Okay. So we go Dodger. We play the Fiend. We pass. And then we got a Burn Bright to block the Ceratok. Which I guess I could have just attacked with the carrion M2. I probably should have done that, because I feel like if I don't... Okay. Plague White plus Immolation Shaman. Yeah, it seems good. Guess I attack. Alright. So we go land, Clamor Shaman, make it a 2/2, and pass. Alright. Okay. So go like this. And then we Blade Brand here. Alright. Oh, that's kind of cool. I mean, I do have a 4-power creature, but I see the problem. I mean, I could wait a turn, but we probably just attack and then Undercity's Embrace. On their turn or whatever. Otherwise, if I play the Scavenger, and I feel like if they have some way to remove it, which I'm not sure exactly how they do it, but they could find some way. Okay. Infiltrator. So I do kind of want to keep the flyer, but I think we just attack with the imp and play the Scavenger. Scry 2. I guess I don't have to. I'm going to. So obviously get rid of these. Well, hope you enjoyed the first draft of the format. It was a fun draft. It was kind of weird how it came together. I feel like early drafts are a little bit difficult because you don't really get a chance to read everything, and it takes me a little while to get every card in the format. But all in all, I thought the deck was actually just fine. Firewheeler played really amazingly well. I liked the Plague White against the Orzhov, so hope you enjoyed it. We'll be back for more. We'll see you for the next one.